Steve Parker, head of Consumables, Envirogen Group, discusses the company's filtration systems, with particular reference to the containerized and skid-based systems which often provide the flexibility required by the water utilities. He also details the company's expertise when it comes to providing ongoing maintenance and monitoring support.
Okay, so today we're talking a little bit about Envirogen and what the company does. So the obvious place to start would be, for those that don't know, and even those who maybe do know a little bit, just a bit of a refresher on the company, a bit of background, when formed, why, and milestones to date, etc.
Yeah, so Envirogen are an international water treatment and process filtration company. We're a total water solution provider. So we've got concept to design, project managing and manufacturing and testing, to installation and commissioning, and then we've got the service and on-site support. Our strengths really are water treatment, so reverse osmosis, deionization, and ion exchange. We have a healthcare division which specializes in design and build small units for the NHS, which were specialized in decontamination and sterilization. And we have a large portfolio of filtration products, from bags, sheets, filter cartridges and housings, right through to nanofiltration, bit membrane filtration and crossflow.
Okay, and in terms of the, I suppose, the water industry, which we're talking about today, the important thing is that you offer, or you manufacture, a range of DWI, drinking water inspection approved filtration systems. So can you give us a bit about, I guess, what's involved in getting DWI approved, and why does it matter, and what is the technology, if that's not too much to sort of cover?
It's quite difficult to cover, but yeah, we got our melt blown MWA and MA filtration cartridges approved by DEFRA, along with the CF housing range. So we sent them off to DEFRA for the approval. They did the testing, and we now have an approved range for DWI Reg 31 applications. And we've been supporting the municipal water market since 2017. This is both with bespoke new equipment and retrofitting and updating already equipment that's already on site.
Okay, and so in terms of the filtration systems you offer, they come, or some of the options include, I think, containerized and skid-based systems. So if you're going to just expand a little bit on the technology, what's involved with those.
Yeah, that's right. We offer mobile or permanent skid-mounted systems. The mobile systems have a 5 multi-round housings, and they cover a flow rate of 2 megalitres a day, right up to 10 megalitres a day. Each housing can be individually isolated for the maximum flexibility with fluctuating flow demands, and we can also isolate an individual housing while we do some maintenance or repairs, which gives you the flexibility of still having some flow whilst that's carried out. We can design a skid, I say they cover 2 to 10 megalitres a day. We can actually design it to exact requirements, and whilst these are in manufacture, this is where the mobile skids are ideal. You can rent or buy one of these while we manufacture the one that's bespoke for your system.
And also, I mean, after sales support is an important aspect of any business these days, and I believe you offer both maintenance and, quite importantly, monitoring as well. So what do you offer around those?
Yeah, as mentioned, we can offer support and advice on existing equipment, upgrades and modifications and things like that. We offer filter blockage evaluation, and we offer particle size analysis. So the filter blockage analysis is, we take some block filters back, we'll cut them open, we can do some blockage tests on there, and most filters are deemed blocked on pressure differential, which is usually about 1 bar. That's usually the trigger. But we can take the filters back, we can cut them open, we can test them. If the filter hasn't blocked sufficient, or it hasn't got right down to the core, we can probably tweak the micron rating to get longer life. The particle size analysis, that we'll take a snapshot of your water. That will give us an idea of what kind of particles are in there, and that'll give us an idea of where we start, or the starting point with the micron rating. And yeah, we had last year we eliminated a potential concern at a customer's site by validating our 0.5 micron against Clostridium. So they had a potential risk. May never have happened, but now we've got a validated product in there. So that gives them the reassurance that it won't break through the system. We're also doing some training and some testing with equipment for the removal of geosmin, which is a bacteria which affects taste and odor. And remote, if you had one of our containerized systems, we have remote logging. So if it's in an isolated location, this gives them visibility, or gives the customer visibility of the flows, the pressures, what's actually happening on site. It will alarm if there is a particular problem, and it can either trigger to change the housing. So it isolates that particular housing until an engineer can get up there and have a look at what's going on, maybe make some changes.
Okay, and part of the reason we're having the chat today is that I think you've expanded, so you haven't introduced it, if you like, a new product, but in anticipation of the weather conditions, which I think from last year you realised what was going on. So there may be a call for more rental of your filtration system. So I believe you're adding to your fleet. Can you just, I guess, describe the background as why it's important in terms of, you know, what may or may not happen with, we don't know what's going to happen in the summer, but we, you know, so far it's sort of heading in a sunny, warm direction. So yeah, just why you're doing what you're doing, I guess.
Yeah, it's just really a safety. We last year saw record temperatures across the UK, which is great for holidaying and tourism, but this does pose a few problems for the utility companies who rely on reservoirs as their main supply. Obviously, record temperatures means record lows, and it does take some time for those to fill back up. So they have to rely on an alternative source. This is usually through boreholes, and these boreholes are situated somewhere away from the water treatment plant. So this is where our mobile fleet does actually fit in nicely. We can drop these in. You then just, so we just drop those in away from the site. You just pipe them straight into the borehole system, and this supply then offers consistent, reliable filtered water, which is safe for drinking. And with the forecast similar temperatures for this year and in the future, we decided that we would just increase our fleet, really, just to better support, be in a better position to support our customers.
Yeah, you mentioned customers there, and I know the water companies are understandably reluctant to maybe always, you know, put their name to what they're doing, etc. But are you able to give us any sort of clues or hints as to what kind of work you're doing, even if you're not able to tell which water company, just the sort of work you're doing on behalf of customers, or indeed, you know, other industry spaces, I guess?
Yeah, so it's not just the water authorities that we do work for. We obviously will have to seek approval to name names, but we've worked with some of the largest soft drinks companies and some of the biggest breweries in the world. And I suppose the best thing is if you were to visit our website, which is www.envirogengroup.com, there is a case studies tab, and you'll see on there that with the MOD, NHS, like I say, these big soft drink companies, and you'll see some of the projects that we've been involved with and the wide range of applications that we can help with or assist you with.
Okay, and maybe just in concluding, do you have any sort of final thoughts or advice? You know, people are maybe not happy with their existing filtration, or they're, you know, got a new project and looking to source drinking water filtration solutions. Any tips, the do's and don'ts, what you need to look out for when you're evaluating potential solutions?
Yeah, obviously I would say get in touch with us, or happy to discuss your requirements, but the important parts really are to make sure that you are using approved products. If it's not a DWI Reg 31 application, there are still strict guidelines that you need to abide to. There's EC food contact compliance. So just make sure that your supplier has approval certificates for these products. It's to protect your process and product, really. So just make sure that you are covered and you're using the correct products.
Okay, that's great. I mean, it's been lovely to chat to you, Stephen, and thanks for telling us about what's going on at Envirogen. So thanks for your time indeed.
Okay, thank you.